Hello, and welcome to this session. Today, we're going to talk about reading comprehension and one important element of reading comprehension, that's about wrong answer choices or problems in options or traps in options. I know that when you solve these reading comprehension passages, you invariably will get in a couple of options and you don't know why some option is right, why some option is wrong, what are the traps. So, today, what we're going to do is we will understand this wrong answers. How are they set? For that, what we'll do is we'll think like a question setter. Today, all of us are not going to be a test taker. All of us today will be the question setter. Yes, for us to create a counter attack or a counter attack strategy to deal with the question setter, I need to understand the attack strategy of the question setter. That makes sense. Now, that sentence I think makes sense. At least it made sense to me. So today we are all becoming question setter. Let's let's think from the perspective of the question setter, and then that probably will help us in the future. Okay, so let's get started, and I have got the PPT here, how wrong answer choices are set. So what we're going to look at is understand how a RC question setter set traps in the options. Simple. It's a simple thing. 25-minute session. Hang in there. It's going to be amazing. This is what the passage, the setup looks like. You've got a passage which has got multiple paragraph. You've got a question stem which asks something specific, and then you've got one correct answer, and then you've got three wrong answer. That one correct answer could be anywhere. Whatever be the correct answer must be from the passage. Now, you're not supposed to uh, pick up information outside of what is given in the passage. We have to basically accept the passage, whatever information the passage is true, and that would be a correct answer. That would then mean whatever the answer must be true based on the information given in the passage. I think that's a simple way to look at things. Therefore, the wrong answer choices, ladies and gentlemen, is it false? So, I mean, if things are not true, should be false. Really, is it? You got stuff which is true, and there are stuff which are not true. So, if you are to what do you call things that are not true? You will say things that are not true is false. Hmm. I'm going to pick up this article. Best teacher in the world, Andrea Zafiraku. Okay, so this is one small extract from that article. We'll just focus on the first sentence. Zafiraku has spent her 12 years career at Alperton Community Secondary School in Brent, teaching some of the most disadvantaged, ethnically diverse children in the country. Okay, from there, can we infer the Zafiraku's teaching experience more than 5 years? What kind of question is this? Of course, we can. Her teaching career is 12 years. So obviously, her teaching experience should be more than 5 years. That is true. What about this statement? Zabiraku's teaching experience is less than 3 years. Come on, that is false. 100%. Her teaching career is 12 years. But what about this? Zabiraku is a 2018 Global Teacher Prize winner. Okay. Oh, come on. Is it true? Is it false? I don't have any information to, at least from the passage that I see here, to say whether it is true or false. This, in fact, is a true statement, but the passage does not tell me that information. So, what do I call it? I can't call it true. I can't call it false. In mathematics, or in, I think in DILR, you've got this one which says cannot be determined. Cannot be determined. What does that mean? I don't have enough information to say for certain whether that inference is true or whether that inference is false. So in some cases I can certainly say something is true. I can certainly say something is false. But in this case, I have to say that this is uncertain. I'm not too sure. Therefore, the not true is not just things that are false, but also things that are uncertain. So we as question setter have to play with that. When we are creating traps in the question, we'll have to play with the uncertain part. Okay? Think about this way. Let's create a truth scale of things that are definitely false from 0, probably false, probably true, and definitely true. Now, definitely true is the answer. Everything else is a wrong answer. So if I give something that is false, or if we give something that is false as an answer choice, is easy to pick. But what if I give something that is actually not false, but actually not true as well? That's where we set traps. Now, when I say definitely true is the answer, that I'm making making a general statement. Of course, there are questions which says each of the following is true except, or each of the following can be inferred from the passage except. Okay, you have got all, but you understand what I'm saying. So, so therefore, these close answers. A lot of test takers say that answers are very close. But what is close? You know, she is very close to me. Like, nah. Just because you think she is close, she is not close. Just because you think the answer choices are close, the answer choices are not close. There are no close on answers. This is our first rule. There are right answers and there are wrong answers. Wrong answers can be answers which are false. Wrong answers can also be answers which are uncertain. And that's important for you to understand. Now, for that, ladies and gentlemen, let's think like a question setter. We're going to create a passage. Let's set some traps. Okay. The first job as a question setter is to hunt for a passage. So this is from Guardian. Wellness is a seductive lie and it's changing how we treat illness. Now, as a question setter, we have access to these headlines. But when we give the passage, we'll obviously not give it. So we have got slightly more information because we read the passage more number of times. And for the test taker, we only giving them what, 7 minutes, 8 minutes to solve each passage. But while we create the passage, we can read it 5 times, 10 times. Unfair, but that's the reality. And things like wellness is selective lie means that this author is like wellness. Author does not like wellness. So if it's CAT, we'll have to extract 500 words. But since we are just learning, I've just extracted let's say a couple of paragraphs from there. And this is the passage that we decided to create. Okay. The first thing is let's think about one question. Maybe let's think about a question which of the following is which is the main idea. Let's think about that as a question. So our job as a question setter first is to read the passage, right? So let's read this. Wellness is supposed to look effortless. Anyone can have it if they are willing to make the right choices and dream big. Wellness appears so easily attainable that actual illness doesn't always compute for those who encourage the idea that health, joy, and spiritual gain are things that you can buy. Things you can buy. First, you look at this, you see that wellness is supposed to be something. Wellness appears to be something. Why would the author say such a thing, right? It appears to be easy, but actually not easy. It appears to be tough, but actually not tough. It is supposed to do something, actually it does not. So you have a hint here. I think that we need to understand the test taker if he's intelligent test taker, or at least when I say intelligent, this is a bad word to use. Somebody who is a critical sort of reader can pick these clues. Okay, so now it's kind of from a questions at a point of view. Do we want create question where people can understand these clues? Okay, that's be too much. That'll be too much. It'll be unfair a little bit. Well, let's read on. Let's read. And while wellness booms, vital complementary health services are becoming less and less attainable. Oh, there you have it. That's the point that author wants to make. While wellness is booming, vital complementary health services are becoming less and less attainable. And the rest of the part says where many European countries use inpatient hydrotherapy to treat rheumatic patients, almost all of NHS hydrotherapy pools in London have closed. A pool at Guy's Hospital remains open by rendering its services to private patients at £70 a pop. The Budapest facility attended, part of a group of health hotels, has survived by straddling this complex divide, simultaneously marketing itself with health necessity and a lifestyle choice. Its vital and more intrusive medical services, such un- underwater massage bath. My mind is going underwear. See, underwear, underwater. Okay, massage baths, painful muscle treatments, ice cold cream packs for swollen joint are screened off in cold utilitarian backrooms behind the layers of opulence. So all these are justification for the claim that the author is making here. While wellness is booming, vital complementary health services becoming less and less attainable. Author has made that claim. Now, author is using everything that is seen this green is examples which justifies that broad claim author is making. So, as question setters, this is going to be our main point. While wellness booms, vital complementary health services are becoming less and less attainable. Okay, done. Question: which of the following best describe the main point of the extract? Now we have to create the correct answer. Now we can't. We know this is a sentence, but we can't just copy paste this sentence. What kind of questions that we are? We'll have to do some slight. We'll have to do this. While wellness is expanding, important complementary health services are on the decline. Okay, what do we do? Instead of booms, we said expanding. Instead of vital, we put important. Less and attainable, on the decline. Done. There is nothing wrong with this. This is clean. So, this, ladies and gentlemen, should be something that is absolutely true. The main point, there is no doubt. If anybody, any test taker will come and tell us, sir, how is this an answer? Come on, this is the answer. Did you read the passage? This has to be the answer. Correct answer done. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's think about creating incorrect answer. What to do? Maybe what about this? Wellness is not as booming as one anticipates. What kind of question setters are we? First of all, wellness is not booming. It is so easy to pick. This is false. While wellness booms, to say that wellness is not booming will be false. This is direct. This is like easily eliminatable. There are other problems here. One is very easy to spot. Second, look at the length of the sentence of the correct answer and look at the length in the incorrect answer. That is too small. So when somebody is looking at the test taker is looking at the answer choices, one answer choice is short, other answers fall. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can do that. We can't create a correct answer choice which is longer than the wrong answer choice, or vice versa. We have to ensure that these two answer choices length is almost the same. Second of all, look at the structure. The sentence number one is slightly complex structure. While it's expanding, important complex services are on the decline. Sentence incorrect answer: wellness is not as booming. This is like a stupid test, question setter. We are not stupid question setter. We are evil question setters, ladies and gentlemen. We can't do this. We'll have to come up with traps. Okay, let's come up with some uncertain trap. There are four things that we can do. Let's start with the first one. Let's make it broad. Context is very important. What is the context here? What kind of health services are we discussing, or is the author discussing? Author is discussing complementary health services, not health services in general. Complementary health services specifically. Therefore, if I just create the answer choice like this, while wellness industry is growing, it is doing so at the expense of critical health services. What have we done? What have we done? We create a context which is broader than what is under discussion. And I'm sure that many test takers will fall for this trap because they miss the point. They just read it. There are a lot of people who read very fast. They'll miss it. They'll miss the point and they'll go mark this. And I'm guaranteeing you that if you put this answer choice as number one, A, though in the CAT we don't have control on it because every this is randomized, the answer choice is randomized. But if I put the answer choices there, most of people will fall here only. Critical services, broad. So one thing the question setters have can do is to just broaden the context than what is mentioned. This is a tough trap to pick. Number two, write something which is not there only and ensure the sentence looks little appealing. Something like this. Wellness is very often less affordable than the various other complementary health services. First of all, nobody is discussing anything about affordability. Whereas affordability is not mentioned. Alien. Let's put some word, rotten word, which has no place in the answer choice. This is definitely uncertain. Trap 2. Trap 3. This is a crazy trap. Okay, the third one. Difficult to make trap, but crazy trap. We can narrow the context. Yes, the specific context is very important. Wellness booms, vital complementary health services becoming less and less attainable. That statement is a general statement. That statement does not pertain to one part of the world. Though the examples that are given is examples which are in European countries. But the statement in itself that while wellness booms, vital complementary health services are becoming less attainable, that is a broad statement. So for example, it's like saying that management entrance tests in India are one of the most challenging tests worldwide. Okay. For instance, CAT is taken by 2 lakh people and blah, 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 blah. Let's take the example. Now, the discussion is not about CAT. CAT is given as an example. It's management entrance test in India in general. And here, this particular statement does not have anything that is talking specific to this. While the subsequent thing talks as an example of European countries. So let's just do this. Why wellness in Europe booms, vital complementary health services are declining. Done. This now narrows the context of the main point. All these, ladies and gentlemen, is what we have seen in European countries. What we see would happen. Author is not specifically, at least in that sentence, at least in this particular passage, claiming to single out Europe. While Europe is given as an example, European countries are given as an example. We have got Budapest as an example. We have got, I think, UK is here. I don't know which other countries are here, but that is not the main point. This is narrowing the context. I hope this made sense. Okay, this is trap number 3. Trap number 4, extreme. Let's put some words which are degrees extreme. Most, always, never, only, primary, strongest, weakest, worst, superlatives. Usually in the passages, author does not take these very, very extreme positions. Now, if the author takes extreme position, then extreme position is fine. But here, author has not taken extreme position. So if he creates something like this, wellness industry is the primary reason for the decline of vital complementary health services. The reason for his decline is, first of all, it's not blamed on wellness. First of all, the author has not done that. One has increased, other has decreased. That's all author is saying. Author has not basically said that wellness industry is at fault. That author has not said, at least here. But author has also not said primary. Now, primary is definitely wrong. That's a trap. Simple traps. Now, what we can do is these uncertain traps: broad, alien, narrow, extreme, bane. Simple. Now, please do understand, as question setters, we'll have to have one correct answer and 3 incorrect answer. We already created 4. Then we can figure out which fits in. Okay. But we can do some more. We can be we can do a little more things. There are 2 more things that we can do as question setters to set traps. One is to think, tweak the tone. Now, when you look at this, you would say that author is critical, but author is not giving gali. Author is not saying, Dick, what nonsense. Author is not emotional here. Author is not using emotion. Author is using logic. Okay. Here, author is saying that in one sense, author is not praising wellness. Wellness is supposed to do things. Author is not saying that wellness is very needed. Wellness is not needed. Nothing of the sort. So if I create something like this, wellness is having a much needed growth at the expense of complementary health services. This wellness is having a much needed growth will be, that's a mismatch in tone. That's like wellness. Awesome. You're growing. Mwah! I love it. I love it. Author has not said that. If you remove the word much needed, everything else will be okay. Wellness having growth at the expense of complementary health services, which is fine. But the word much needed has added an opinion. And that opinion author does not say. That is not the tone. Tone means attitude to author, not there. For example, we can also create something like this. It is ludicrous that wellness is growing while the vital complementary health services are. It is ludicrous. It is too much of nonsense. No, that is not the tone here. This is trap number 5. Tingle with the tone. So that means As a test taker, understanding the attitude of the author will also help us in eliminating answer choices, not just answering the question, what is the tone of the passage. So this main point and this purpose and author's style and author's tone also helps in eliminating answer choices because question setter has this uh, trap available. Now let's go to trap number 6. Okay, we have been saying that answer choice should be true, but it is also must answer something specific to that question. Now this is talking about main point. Now I can say so answer and author is saying that give me tell me something that is true from the passage, but also ensure that it is its main point. That's what the question is saying. It has to be a true, but it also must be the main point. So we can just create a trap by picking up something that is true but not his main point. This is usually that most of the test takers fall for. Now imagine this. There is a question that is very specific to paragraph number 3, asking about something that is there and very specific to paragraph number 3. We can create an answer choice which picks information from paragraph number 2 or paragraph number 1. It is true, but it does not answer the question. So whenever you see a specific question which is looking at one particular paragraph, invariably there'll be one wrong answer choice which just pick information from somewhere else. Okay, here is let's look at one sentence. Let's take this sentence. The Budapest facility attended part of the group of hotels has survived by straddling this complex divide, simultaneously marketing itself as health necessity and lifestyle choice. It's a part of an example. Let's just use that. One way of surviving in the healthcare sector is to market the services as both a necessity and a lifestyle. And I'm sure, and you will be surprised that people will pick these traps. People will fall for these traps. So we have created this tab. Then we can just pick up whichever we want to pick up as question. As a question setter, now let me just look at this. Which of the following best describe the main point of the extract? And you see that if we give this question, I'm sure that people will end up marking 1, some will end up marking 2, 3, and hopefully many people will mark 4. What we really want is that answer choice 4, which is the right answer choice. While wellness expanding, important complementary health services are on the decline. This answer choice should say pick me. That will happen if I read this passage critically. Okay, so either I should options should say pick me, or the option should say ditch me. If the option doesn't talk to us, that is the problem, right? So otherwise you'll say wellness more affordable. Affordable. Answer choice number 1. Where is affordable? Not mentioned. Wellness is the primary. Primary. Eliminate. Wellness industry is growing at the expense of the much needed health services. Health services broad. We're looking at complementary health services. Eliminate. Answer choice 4. Now ask question setters. There is one correct answer and 3 wrong answers. It is very, very difficult to create very, very appealing wrong answers. Definitely, we can create one very appealing wrong answer. One of this, maybe answer choice number 3 here. Very appealing, very difficult to spot. We can create 2, which is why invariably people will get confused in 2 and wrong answer choices because it's very difficult to create the 2 more very awesome wrong answers. In some cases, could, right? In some cases, we could. That's when the question becomes tough. So when people say, I can easily eliminate 2 answer choice, easily, it is not a victory. That is simply because that easy traps you are picking. When you say I can easily eliminate 2 answer choices, it is not a achievement. I'm always getting stuck into, of course, because the question setter naturally, usually can create one awesome, very appealing wrong answer, but it's still wrong. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at the trap, these are the trap. Uncertain, broad, alien, narrow, extreme, tone mismatch, true but not the answer. Now, I have seen some places, usually this you see in some of the mock tests, right? Uh, that in some cases the question setter creates a trap by using a word into the putting a word into the trap, which is very difficult word to comprehend. We don't know the meaning of the word. So the reason why I don't understand the option is because I don't know the meaning of that particular word. Okay, and And that to me is not a good trap. And I've not seen traps like those in the cat. You look at all the cat paper 2017, 18, 19, which answer choice option has got very difficult word? Hardly any. So none. Even look at the ZAT, look at GMAT, look at GRE, look at LSAT, look at all the papers. That is a weird trap. Okay, I don't know why. Uh, in some mock tests you see those the trap is set by just putting complex words into it. But these are logical traps. Of course, false is the wrong answer choice, but these are the real trap. So what is that you should do? Is the next time when you're taking the test as a test taker. Okay, first. So that's a cap. When you're taking the test, you're taking as a test taker. As soon as you've taken the test as a test taker, wear a different tab. Think like a question setter. Okay, now understand. Okay, for every answer choice, what is a trap? Okay, which one of this trap is being set? Okay, this answer choice, what is a trap? What is a trap? Learn like this. And if you understand these traps, and you will eventually see that there are only few traps that they can set. But your knowledge of this trap, cognizance of this trap, will go a long way in terms of dealing with uh, these answered options of reading comprehension, ladies and gentlemen. So that concludes this session. I sincerely hope that this session was useful. Please let me know how you found the session. Put on the comment box. And also, I really want you guys to let me know what are the things that you would want me to cover. Right? Please don't say that, sir, you take everything. But basically things that troubles you, just put in the comment box. Give me suggestions. I'll pick some of them and I'll record videos and share with you. As usual, I'll come and meet you again on next Friday at 10 p.m. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, take care and be the evil question setter, or let us attack the evil question setter. Goodbye.